Social media aside, there's only so much we can know about our favorite celebrities, unless they decide to tell us more. After years or decades of having their stories told in the press, many stars decided to set the story straight with an autobiography, and the revelations in them can be shocking and highly controversial. After all, they are retelling highly publicized incidents from their point of view and sharing intimate details about their life that only they could have known. So no matter how much celebrity gossip you keep up on, memoirs are always where the real secrets are revealed. So here are the top 10 bizarre claims made in celebrity autobiographies. Number 10. Prince Harry. His bombshell new memoir Spare has already made global headlines, with its new wave of allegations leveled against the royal family. In one part of the book, Harry recalls a time he was physically attacked by his older brother Prince William, and the fight was fueled by tension over his marriage to Meghan Markle. He claimed that William called Meghan difficult, rude, and abrasive when he arrived at Nottingham Cottage. He was apparently very worked up and launched into a rant about Meghan while Harry tried to defend her. He told him that he was repeating the press narrative and that he expected better from his brother. He wrote that by this point he could see that William was not being rational at all, and then the two men started shouting over each other. Harry wrote, "It all happened so fast, so very fast. He grabbed me by the collar, ripping my necklace, and he knocked me to the floor. I landed on the dog's bowl, which cracked under my back, the pieces cutting into me. I lay there for a moment dazed, then got to my feet and told him to get out." Readers pointed to the passage as clear evidence that Harry's marriage to Meghan greatly contributed to the breakdown of his relationship with his older brother. Number 9. Will Smith. In 2021, the actor released his much anticipated autobiography called Will, and he did not hold back at all. He wrote about his life both in and out of the spotlight, from his early rap career in Philadelphia to his troubled relationship with his violent father. In one shocking passage, Will revealed that he considered his own father after witnessing his dad punch his mom as a child. He decided that he wanted to avenge his mother one day. So years later, when he was caring for his father who had cancer at the time, he was actually tempted to punish him for the violence. He wrote, "I paused at the top of the stairs. I could shove him down and easily get away with it. As the decades of pain, anger, and resentment coursed, then receded, I shook my head and proceeded to wheel Daddy-O to the bathroom." Will also opened up about his troubled relationship with his son Jaden, and we learned that Jaden asked to be legally separated from his parents when his movie After Earth failed at the box office. Will wrote, "At 15 years old, when Jaden asked about being emancipated," Will wrote, "At 15 years old, when Jaden asked about being an emancipated minor, my heart shattered. Jaden had faithfully done everything that I'd instructed him to do, and I coached him into the worst public mauling he'd ever experienced." Overall though, the book is said to be a heartwarming read that provides a glimpse of the actor's real insecurities and trauma. Number 8. Matthew Perry. The actor's highly anticipated memoir called Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing details his experience with addiction and recovery. His emotional recollection focuses on his path to sobriety and how it impacted his relationships with his co-stars. In addition to divulging deeply personal stories about his sobriety journey, Perry also took Friends fans behind the scenes of the sitcom. He wrote about the time that he asked out Jennifer Aniston 3 years before they were cast in Friends. Apparently the two of them met through mutual acquaintances, and he was immediately taken by her, and he believed the attraction was mutual, but sadly that wasn't the case. He asked her out, but she ended up declining and said that they should just be friends, to which Perry responded by saying, "We can't be friends." Funnily enough, he even admitted that he was still attracted to her when the cast members met up for the first time. He wrote, "We were able to sail right past the past and focus on the fact that we had both gotten the best job Hollywood had to offer." Secretly though, he was still crushing on her early on in the show's run, but it was her deafening lack of interest that eventually brought it to an end. So it seems like for at least a couple of years, Chandler Bing was stuck in the friend zone. Number 7. Holly Madison. Former Playboy bunny and Girl Next Door star dished on how oppressive life was with Hugh Hefner in 2015's Down the Rabbit Hole. Holly described the many bizarre rules and rituals that Hefner imposed upon his girlfriends. For instance, that they needed to wear matching flannel pajamas, tiny skirts and bralettes, they had a daily curfew of 9 p.m, and yes, they had to engage in group activities with Hugh Hefner, if you know what I mean. The book goes into great detail about that because it covers Holly's time as a Playboy bunny from 2001 to 2008. She writes about the reality of her life behind the cameras and how the truth of her situation left her struggling with depression, especially in the aftermath of her relationship with Hefner, who she claims had an immense amount of emotional control over her and the other girls in the mansion. The book also explores Holly's time on the reality show The Girls Next Door and the weirdness that was pop culture in the early early 2000s. Holly compared herself to Paris Hilton, Jessica Simpson, and fellow Playboy bunny Kendra, and she said that they were all celebrated for being dumb on TV. But one of the reasons that she wanted to write her memoir was to show the other side of it. Number 6. Sharon Stone. The actress became a Hollywood icon and a household name after her role in Basic Instinct, and we all know exactly which scene she's most remembered for. But did you know that she was actually tricked into doing it? We find this out in her 2021 memoir The Beauty of Living Twice, where Sharon reveals that the filmmakers were not entirely honest about what they captured with the camera, so they didn't have her complete consent to put that scene in the film. For her, the experience was a traumatic one. She wrote, "I do think we have to create a think tank that really addresses what is a crime, what is a felony, what is consent." In fact, a lot of her book explores the vulnerability she felt behind her femme fatale persona. She believed that she was ill-equipped for fame when it finally came to her, and routinely taken advantage of in the male-dominated film industry. Shockingly, we also find out that the name of her memoir comes from a life-changing brain hemorrhage that she suffered in 2001. It almost her, and it left her without the basic ability to function. That tragedy cost her her family, her career, and a huge part of her life, which she had to start again from the ground up. Number 5. Jennette McCurdy. Described as both heartbreaking and hilarious, the actress's memoir I'm Glad My Mom Died gives fans a glimpse into what really went on behind the cameras at Nickelodeon. Jennette exposes the disturbing truth about how she was mistreated by her mother, who pushed her to be a child star, all because she didn't get the same opportunity when she was young. Throughout the book, Jennette writes about several instances where her mother was extremely physically inappropriate with both her and her brother, even when they were teenagers. Most shockingly, we also learn about the exploitation she went through as a teen actor both on and off set, and the dark truth about former Nickelodeon director Dan Schneider, who is only referred to in the book as the creator. She describes him as mean-spirited, controlling, and terrifying. Apparently, he was extremely inappropriate with both the cast of iCarly and Victorious, so at one point he was not even allowed to be on set with them and had to direct the episodes from a separate control room. Jennette also recalled a time she was filming an episode of iCarly that he insisted that she wear a bikini instead of a one-piece swimsuit, which she preferred. The revelations in her book are absolutely shocking, and they really expose the traumatic experiences of being a child star. Number 4. Leah Remini. The former longtime Scientologist and King of Queens star opened up about her experiences in the church in her 2015 memoir Troublemaker. As a teenager in the church's Sea organization, she said she was reprimanded for sunning by the pool, and as a punishment, she was taken out to sea on a boat, thrown overboard, and nearly drowned by a group leader. She was also fined $40,000 after confessing to stealing food from the headquarters 20 years ago. In her memoir, she also made some shocking allegations about several well-known Hollywood celebrities. In fact, she recalled a time that she and her husband Angelo spent time at Tom Cruise's Beverly Hills mansion, where he invited a group of celebrities including Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, and he required all the guests to play hide and seek. Apparently, the Smiths were famous friends of the church and even opened a Scientology school. Leah also wrote about the time that she saw Suri Cruise crying on the floor of a bathroom during Tom and Katie's wedding. She explained that children in Scientology weren't taken care of and were often left at a nursery where they cried all day and no one tended to them or their needs, pretty much because their parents were working all the time. Overall, the book was incredibly controversial when it came out, but it did expose a lot of Hollywood secrets. Number 3. Portia De Rossi. In her groundbreaking 2010 memoir called Unbearable Lightness, the actress opens up about the pain and illness that she went through for decades, from the time she was a 12-year-old girl working as a model in Australia through her early rise to fame when she was cast as a member of the hit television show Ally McBeal. She also detailed her struggles with 2 kinds of eating disorders, which she struggled with while she was living in the public eye. In a shocking passage of the book, Portia recounts the times when she survived on 300 calories a day and took 20 laxatives daily while trying to maintain a weight of 82 pounds. She described the elaborate rituals around food that came to dominate hours of every day. With constant starving and binging, she knew she was putting her life in danger, but she chose to conceal the disorder from herself and everyone around her. The actress did this all while terrified that the truth of her sexuality would be exposed in the tabloids, as this was before she started dating Ellen DeGeneres. Portia revealed the heartache and fear that came from living a life in the closet, which was only magnified by her unrelenting desire to be thinner and more in control of her body. Number 2. Caitlyn Jenner. When the reality star released her memoir The Secrets of My Life, she spilled a lot of tea about the Kardashian family. Throughout the book, it became clear that Caitlyn did not intend to paint Kris Jenner or saw the Kardashian side of the family in a good light, which seemed to really upset her ex-wife. One of the shocking claims included the fact that Kris pretty much ignored Caitlyn when she spoke about her body dysmorphia that she experienced before her transition. She also revealed that she set up a debit account under a secret name to buy women's clothing and wigs. She would go shopping with her longtime friend Wendy Roth, who was also a coordinating producer for Good Morning America, and she would help to disguise all the feminine products that she bought. By 2013, she opened a debit account in her friend's name and put money into it, so she could buy clothes online without her own name being attached to the billing. Not only that, but Caitlyn also wrote that she banned O.J. Simpson's name in the house and revealed that both she and Kris believed he was guilty. But Kim and Kourtney didn't want to believe it because of their father's involvement. So when the trial was over and he was found not guilty, Caitlyn told the girls, "The name of O.J. Simpson will never be mentioned in this house again." And coming in at number 1, Corey Feldman. In his deeply personal 2013 memoir called Choreography, the former child star and teen heartthrob exposed the darkness that loomed behind his rise to fame. Although he undoubtedly had a successful career, famous friendships, and high-profile relationships, Corey reveals a side to his star-studded life that no one knew about, and is full of tragedy. The book features some shocking revelations. Corey wrote that he came from a broken family, one that he emancipated himself from at the age of 15. As a teenager, he suffered physical and emotional violence at the hands of others in the industry. The actor also opened up about his arrest and his struggle with addiction throughout his time as a working actor. Most shockingly, Corey also implied that his close friend, Corey Haim's lifelong battle with similar addictions was actually the result of being preyed upon by a powerful older man. Following the book's publication came rampant speculations about the identity of the offender, and it's something that readers still argue about to this day. But Corey puts it all down to Hollywood's tacit acceptance of these horrible people, and claims that it's all too common in his line of work. Overall, the book is said to be a difficult read but an important one, as it reveals a lot about how dark the industry can really be. Well, that's everything that we have on the list for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.